Ryan Coleman-Williams, formerly Ryan Williams, didn't do the research into why he changed his name, but he changed it, so we're calling him that now. Um, Big time receiver his freshman year. One of the big reasons everybody was excited about this class. He was dubbed as the 1B to Jeremiah Smith's 1A, and he struggled a lot compared to Jeremiah Smith. Smith kind of elevated into his sophomore year, and Coleman-Williams sank down the rankings. But for me, he still comes in at number 5 because I still believe in a lot of what this guy has to offer. I think the biggest thing with him, well, first I'll say that he's gone on the record and talked a lot about how this sophomore season was plagued with injuries, and then after the injuries got a little bit better, which they kept coming and they were hurting him, his mental health had taken a really bad nosedive, and he's hoping to recover from that. And he's feeling better than he is ever, so that gives me a little bit more ability to kind of discard some of the sophomore season because I think freshman year that tape was truly, I think, a second round kind of player. The drop issues were still there. I don't think they were as bad because they were still he's still like 13% drop rate. They were bad, but otherworldly terrible this past year. So, for Ryan Coleman-Williams, his hands are just he dropped one out of every 6 balls that were thrown to him, and it seemed like he juggled a third of every single one, and it just happened to catch. Yeah, like it's truly the worst catching technique I've seen in quite a long time, which you just didn't see in his freshman year. That's why I'm not inclined to say that he is this bad because in his freshman year, he was more confident when attacking the ball. He still dropped it. He doesn't have natural hands. I think his hand-eye coordination is probably really bad, and I think that's a big reason for that. Doesn't seem to have a good idea of where the ball's coming, where it's going to hit him. And I don't know if it could be fixed, but I don't think it's as bad as this past year was. I really don't think it's that bad. So maybe, maybe it's fixable. We'll see. It'll be similar to how we talked about not similar, but how to this will be a very big year for him, is what I'm trying to get at. Junior year is going to be, I think, the most consequential year for any receiver in this class because if he has a similar season to his sophomore year, he's not going in the first 2 days. There's just no way he does. He's going to be fourth, fifth rounder. Nope, he probably won't come out. Um, if he gets back to his freshman year self, if he proves on that, he could go in the first round very easily. He probably will because what this guy does bring to the table is very special. As a route runner, as a separator, there's just not many guys in this class that are better than him. The hips are so fluid. He changes direction on a dime. I mean, he is a verified 175 pounds, which is very concerning. And also important to note that I saw a quote from him that he'd gained 12 pounds of muscle mass. And you're only 175 now. Maybe that verified measurement was before he gained 12 pounds of muscle mass or in the process. Made me feel a little bit better, but I don't know about that. But as a route runner, he's really impressive. He suffers from a similar thing to Mario Craver, though, where he just can't take contact and goes out of his way to avoid it. I think he's better than Craver, but not by much. But I think he's a lot better of a route runner than Craver is. I think he's got a really good idea of how head fakes works. He uses them all the time. He keeps his body uniform through the route, then he makes his cut. He runs his digs with no lost momentum. I He's not great at jabbing. He's not great at those rocker steps like we talked about with Wesco, but I think he's good at them. There's so much to like about Coleman-Williams. Um, Through the route, he's special after the catch. I mean, the highlight reels are all there. He's so elusive. He's got some power too he's so incredible to watch. I mean, all of these things are there and you see the instincts of a number 1 receiver, right? You see it. You see this guy who you think could be enormously productive in the NFL, but the negative traits are so weighing him down. A guy who can't take physical contact at the top of the route. He struggles to get off the line cleanly, despite he's very explosive. I want to see him use that more. You can't get a hand on Mario Craver when he gets off the line because he's so slippery, right? You shouldn't be able to get a hand on Coleman-Williams, but he's moving lethargically. So you do, especially in his sophomore season. So he needs to learn how to deal with contact, and he needs to, for the love of God, catch the football like a normal human being. If he does that, he's a first round receiver because the positive traits are that good. But it's such a big season for him. It's such a difficult evaluation due to the tale of 2 seasons. We're going to have to see if he steps up to the call or not.
You said it on Coleman Williams. This guy could be a top 15 pick next year if he puts everything together, or it could be a 2028 sixth rounder because that is how poor the hand technique we saw this
Yeah.
last season was. And what really freaked me out with Coleman Williams is I think you even mentioned this. A lot of his drops felt like they were caught by him not seeing the ball very well, by him
He accidentally
tracking it
caught the ball
really
more than he
poorly.
purposely caught it, yeah.
It's a problem when you can really notice that a guy's ball tracking ability is bad. Like that's one of those traits where you either notice it if it's really special, like CD Lamb, I think really excels with this.
Oh, yeah.
You just mark it down as yeah, it's fine if it's fine. Like he doesn't misalign with the deep ball very often. He's okay in that phase, or it's really bad. And it's really bad with Coleman Williams. So much so that even like crossing routes, his timing with his hands is just off. He's catching the back half of the football. And that's why you get so many bobbles. His hands aren't at the right level. So he's over squeezing it because they're not coming together properly. And that's what really concerned me as well is he started fighting the ball over the middle of the field last year, whereas his issues as a freshman, because he did still have drop issues there, were more so that he was dropping the ball downfield, whereas this last season it was just everywhere. I am lower on him as a route runner as well. I saw way too much just kind of pointing his body at the area that he was trying to attack. So maybe you saw him more later in the year. That would be a really nice
Well
development if he'd started using his head fakes and his uniform stems better.
Well, I'll say about that, what I wanted to mention was that in 2024, I saw a lot of that, and then later in the
Okay.
year, I saw him gain some of that confidence. In 2024, the biggest difference I saw was the confidence in all the aspects, but in route running
Mm,
in 2024, he looked like he was angry at the corner because he thought the corner could guard him, It looked like he was angry, and then 2024, it was lackadaisical, it was half-assed, so I really didn't like it in 2025, right? But 2024, I thought it was really good, and it got better in 2025 as the season progressed.
okay, that would be really big for Ryan Williams because he is a special athlete. The ease in everything he does athletically is palpable. He has super quick feet to redirect and turn tight corners. When he gets a free release, he's explosive off the line of scrimmage. He can just absolutely jump out the gym and he will show you over and over again because Coleman Williams plays so hard. And that is such a redeeming quality that he has. I would have him lower if his on-field football character was even like a 5 out of 10, but he has so much big play energy. He is diving for everything, and even if he's diving at the wrong spot because he's not seeing the ball very well, he is selling out to make the play. So there are awareness issues, processing issues, drop issues. I saw STEM uniformity issues, whereas you viewed that as more of a strength because you were looking at his 2024 tape as well. There are a lot of issues, but this guy could be an early first round pick. He has those kind of physical tools, and the flashes are there. He has 2 more seasons to prove it. I want to see him get the job done.
Did you not see any of his 2024 tape?
No, I didn't have time. Like I'm
Ah, yeah,
familiar with it. I saw
yeah,
parts of it
of
when
course.
he was playing that season. I know how special he was.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of the nuance was there, and I think with
Okay.
the routes were the biggest dip this year, and that's why I had so much confidence in him. Um,